to the grind.
Ladies and gentlemen, we welcome to the grind. The young man, Mr. Paris Coutain.
Chromatics was doing.
You're good, King?
I good for the while, brother.
Glad to have you here. I mean, I've been telling her the last few set of interviewees, Mike would stop, continue working. That, you know, I wanted to touch base with a lot of artists during the season, but it was such a short and hectic season. I said, let me leave it for after, you know what I mean? And get from yourselves, you know, someone like you who had, I want to, you call it a breakout season? Would you call it that?
up for debate, up for interpretation. I don't know. I think people know me now.
Right.
I hope so. So now it's just to show them.
I think you. I mean, cause we know you from social media, and of course, year before with Ultimate Soca Champion.
For sure.
Definitely created an impact there. And then social media, doing the remixes and all of that stuff, you know, and putting on music for a good few years now. But I think you reached into homes and older demographic who might not, them only studying, well, I Marshall, like, yes, I get it. Yeah, I mean, they're really too up on who's the young guns in the thing now.
Yeah.
So I think that would have, you know, broken you into more, you know, households and awareness. But overall, you know, how was the season for you? You know,
this season was. I mean, I always know that it takes a lot of work and stuff, but I saw it firsthand. You know what I mean? Hardly sleeping, show today, show tomorrow, and we love that. You know what I mean? So I just took a back seat, really and truly. I mean, I was kind of in the spotlight a lot, but I still was taking a back seat just to learn, just to remember these things for the next season, and just what coming next now. So
when you say a back seat, what do you mean? What do you mean? Like you was just sort of just absorbing the moment and paying attention?
You would hear me say all the time on the media, I even let things soak in yet, and even when I wrong like people in the industry and Marshall and things, I don't even really talk. I just sit and listen to everything that they say and just, you know, because I can't teach them nothing. They might teach me everything. So
well, that is not necessarily true, but you can't much up yourself. And you see, if artists like that, myself, you know, we learn a lot from younger, and I think that's why certain artists, if they're wise enough, will keep younger talent around them, because you can always learn from younger artists, not necessarily by saying that man tell me X by Y, but just observation wise now. And I think that is possibly why someone like a Marshall has lasted so long and had the impact he has on the other artists as well. When you look at our cast who has embraced people like a Jimmy October, like Coutain and whatnot, you know what I mean?
For sure.
But yeah, so I mean, so tell me then, so what did you learn this season? The top three things that you learned this season.
I learned that, well, especially me coming from social media and wanting to do content and stuff, I learned that viral is not always a thing. Like, because I remember I was trying to get Marshall to do TikToks and this idea thing, and he always used to be like, Paris is not about going viral all the time, it's about making good music. So he kind of real sit me down and show me, hey, make good music, it will do what it needs to do. So I would say good music is one. The second thing I learned is music is business. You can't take things too personal. You can't wear your heart on your sleeve out here. If you're popping, you will get booked. It's a business, a promoter, a sellout. He shows. So don't catch no feelings if you had a good season this year and then next year it's so hot and the same promoter you was good with a heel, you don't feel as a thing. Right. It's just business. Yeah. I didn't know that. And then and then the third one, I learned a lot, but like
no, but that's great advice to take now, that because I mean you wouldn't have had a season like this before.
No.
So you know. We hopefully next year is bigger and larger, but I mean, preparing you for these events, the business.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah. And number 3, you was about to say, sorry.
Number 3, I'm gonna choose number 3. Okay, I would say this one for number 3. So because it was my first really time out there, I was performing mostly for myself. You know? I was just having fun.
Right.
I was, you know, I even see the crowd. I see Marshall, I see me, and it's but now I know moving forward, I can't just perform for me. If anything, I had to come last. We are artists, we are of service of the people. So they pay the money to come see us, let them enjoy themselves, and then you join in after. So when you see me dancing and I climbing stage and singing, I enjoy me and nobody else.
Right.
But now it's like, okay, now I understand that's not a thing. Make sure everybody enjoying themselves first, then you join in.
All right, so because I will be real with you. This is the grind, is the way you take it. Because like I know you, like I sitting down with one of my neighbors, right? And he's like, "What do you think of Paris Coutain?" She asking me now. I was like, "Man, real talented dog. You never seen him perform." Look at, and I pull up like the Ultimate Soca Champion performance and all of them things, and I mean, and she's like, "Yeah, but he's a bit much." Did you feel that because you now kind of express why? I know saying that you can see like you're just in your own element that kind of way, but now you have to understand it. Was that something that you learned, or is it you think the energy is right, but it almost have to be a little more controlled?
For sure, I would share something that Kes was telling me about. He was saying, okay, the energy you have is great. Not a lot have that. Your mission now is to learn how to channel that throughout your whole performance. And he's right, because in the beginning of my performances, there's always be and then I get tired after a while. And then Marshall play the clong. Be a bun. You can't come from Marshall, should have your bun. You know what I mean? But, so I think my moving forward, what I need to do is just channel my energy throughout the whole performance. I will never calm down, just saying. Right?
Yeah, for sure.
But
I think the people love the energy,
But what I will do is I will watch over my performances, which I already do, and I will try to structure it in a way where it's like, okay, the whole performance I could conserve my energy, not be too tired already, and try to, just overall make sure everybody enjoying it first, and then I can do my thing. But I'm also a dancer. I also take production level performances very seriously. Right. I had the energy, but now it's just to lock in and learn. So me like starting back gym, and I was not fit for the season. I was shy, out of breath. You know what I mean? So we definitely
it's definitely a different cardio experience, especially singing soca. You know what I mean? That cardiovascular, you can't just lift weights and go and run on stage. You know what I mean? I mean, that will help, but like the cardio for that, you gotta go and run some marathon and thing, some 10K, not 5K, you know what I mean?
The diaphragm had to be
or run some ball. Ball is the best thing. Yeah, football or basketball, you get, sweat for an hour, you're real bad on the stage. Anyway, But, so yeah, man, I mean, incredible season. I want to talk, I want to talk about, you probably said it in many interviews, I want to talk about how the collaboration came about with you and Marshall. You know what I mean? So tell us about it. Was it you approached him?
Nah.
No? Or how did it happen?
What happened was, firstly, I would say God. Nobody could tell me different. But what happened was, the beginning of the season, I had nothing. I had no money. I had no producers reaching out for me to be on the rhythm because they don't know me, right? So, but we had nothing, but all I know is I wanted to make a huge impact this season, right? And I said to myself, all right, let me try and I look on YouTube to see what soca beats I could get. But you can't find beats like that on YouTube, like how you'll find an R&B type beat and
hip-hop or even Trinidad and thing,
even Trinidad. So I just look up, okay, power soca. Let me see if I can make a power soca. First thing come up was Soca Kingdom. So I took that, I removed the vocals online, and then I used my phone BandLab to what I would have do if this was my beat. And that was Move All The Way, the whole song. And what going on was, I left my job. I forgot to say that. I left my job before I write that. And I was like, okay, I can't stay in this job no more. I used to work in the airport. And I was frustrated, and I was like, okay, I make enough money to pay for my studio sessions, for my little music video. Time to cut and run. So I made this song, and I wanted Travis Will to produce it, and that would be like my anything now. So Travis here, Travis like it, we working. Then
so how did the connection come to reach Travis now?
When I won the Sapga Challenge, Voice had. Voice put me in some conversations too, and I'm real grateful for that, because after that, the conversation was easy for Travis. When he had a studio session with Marshall, he was like, he wanted some input, he wanted some advice from Marshall on how we could go about going this road match type song now. But when Marshall was like, kind of call him, get me on that song.
Oh, serious?
Yeah, I was so shocked, and but at the same time, even though I was excited, I still had to calm down and think and reach out to my team, and we had a discussion. And then when everything was sung and we could do this, then we made the song, and that was that.
Good. And then now, the decision to bring you on stages, you know what I mean? When did he approach you with that? It's like, yo, Paris, we're gonna work the song, we're gonna work the record on stages. Well, when was that decision? Because that's not, because he could have just do the collab and then boom. You know what I mean? Because I mean, he had a lot of collabs this year and didn't necessarily bring all the collaborators with them on stage, you know.
Well, I would say he
coming to the mic a little bit.
I would say he from inception, when we started to talk about the collab and making it and all this stuff, he was like, okay, and with these performances that I have, we would decide where we would perform together. You could go and perform in other places by yourself too, is no scene. But then we had to decide, okay, which fets we pulling up together as a surprise, or they know who I bring into the stage next, and then so said, so done. I mean, it technically for you whole kind of Trinidad tour, you bring on everyone, but you know, so yeah, it was just the vibe. I guess he really believed in his song for a road match contender too, and we just work so good, you know what I mean? Like, yeah, we definitely feed off each other energy, and that was how it happened.
No doubt, no doubt. Ladies and gentlemen, Paris Coutain live here on The Grind. Shout out to everybody in the chat. You know what I mean? Keys Music, Smooth and Storm, DJ Armani, Sending Flames. Yeah, man. So I want to kind of, you know, go back before. So, I mean, yeah, so you won the Sabga challenge. Was Fix It Felix before that?
Fix It Felix?
Yes.
Yeah, right before that, yeah.
Right before that. So, and then you had, going back to your history, you had Mia Khalifa.
Oh, gosh. And that was first ever million views on YouTube. That's
right.
Crazy.
Yeah, I think it's 1.9 right now. Israel Jones, though. It's Israel Jones and Israel Raw. And she's hella famous, so I think that helps.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Or hella searched. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. But I mean, so I want to kind of go, as I said, even before that. So how did you get into music and wanting to sing? And then, of course, we have the dancing aspect, but we'll get into that, you know what I mean? How did this journey start for you? I'm talking about start. You know what I mean? Earliest you could remember you wanting to do music.
I was 5 years old and Michael Jackson had just died. And I now discover him too because I'm 5 years old.
2009.
So, yeah. And after seeing Michael Jackson and not doing exactly what he doing because I'm 5, I don't know what, I didn't understand exactly what I was watching, but I know I wanted to do that for the rest of my life. The dancing, the singing, the this, the that. And from there, everything was it. My mother realized that this is the direction I want to go from young. So she would push me. She would carry me auditions, all kind of thing. And go dance classes, all kind of thing. Real Joe Jackson type stuff I went through, you know what I mean? And when I was 11 years old, I wanted to start to make music, but then I was like, that would be a little weird. I ain't stand at 5. I can't make music and nobody go take it serious. So that's when the content started to flourish from there. I started to make some videos, some funny videos, just to build the fan base. And my plan was, okay, I was 11 years old right now. When I reach 18, 19, 20, I will switch to the music and the fan base will already be there. And that's literally what you're seeing right now. Wow. There's like a plan from years upon years ago.
Right.
And yeah, so... and then the dancing, well...
So the dancer was there from before, yeah?
Yeah, you know what I mean? And I never really went any dance classes after, like, a young age. I just started dancing in my room and do all these things. And then with soca, yeah, just feeding off this song, the music, let's tell it what it needs, you know what I mean? So I like to take off my shoes too sometimes when I perform, and some people find I shouldn't do that. But it's like... go man, be vexed now because it's like I want to feel the vibe, I want to feel the energy, I want like...
You can't moonwalk barefoot though.
No, I don't have to moonwalk every performance.
Alright, I just say it.
I can fly off every performance barefoot though. I can jump off the stage.
Yeah, for sure. But you can't moonwalk barefoot though. But you could.
Yeah, I could.
But it's what could happen to your foot.
Yeah, for sure. I want, like, when I barefoot, I'll explain it too because that's a serious thing. When I barefoot and on the stage, something about the music, like it is do something to your body, boy. Like I don't even know if I have all the correct terminologies right now, but
yeah, but the vibration and the energy, you know, could be, I'd say, more quickly absorbed through the body. You know what I mean?
It's that thing. But I don't mind wearing shoes too. But you know, but sometimes I might take them off if I really feel any vibe, or if I was upset earlier today or some kind of thing, and I really just want to, yeah.
No doubt. So all right, so you know that brought you up to now. As a matter of fact, let me play a tune and then we go and come back and have some more discussions here. As I said, so this one, I believe you released, this was last year, Carnival, right? Lick Up?
Yeah, that was my first ever soca.
Was Lick Up what you performed in Ultimate Soca Champion?
For
yes.
sure.
All right, so ladies and gentlemen, this is Paris Coutain live on The Grind. Yeah, that's sing tune for them, you know. Let me go.
Yeah.
You're listening to The Grind.
Yes, ladies and gentlemen, we ain't gonna put him through that Big song, though. Big song. Definitely. You gotta come out, you gotta work some catalog, though, because that's a dope song, you know what I mean? So, I mean, and I think it's important that don't sleep on your catalog. I mean, it's something I keep telling myself, you know what I mean? And I'll reinstill it to everybody, you know? Yeah. Just because, you know, you put it out last year and it, you know, I mean, it did well, but then doesn't mean that somebody's still on the planet Earth ain't here yet, you know what I mean?
It's just that song didn't come up for a while, boy. So when you pull it up there, I was like, oh yeah, look how that start again. I stress so much for Ultimate Soca Champion, but with this season and everything.
Yeah. When you don't touch a tune in a while, sometimes it must have been a year, and you probably focus on all kind of other creating new music and doing whatnot. Yeah, man. So you know, we reached to the point in your journey in conversation where, all right, you decided, you kind of planned your trajectory in terms of, you know, where you what you wanted to do with building the online fan base, and then fully getting into music, and then, as you said, the fan base will be there. So how describe that now, deciding to get into the music? So you reached that point. What was the first step? Was it like the mirror? Was it the thing? How wrapping your head around now how to introduce yourself as a singer, you know?
Well, immediately one night I just was like, okay, it's time now. But me, actually, if I wasn't the first song I made, it's actually a song called About Love. And
yeah, I saw that.
I kind of love-hate for that song, because it's cringe now because I evolve as an artist, but still I respect it for what it was, because I really love that song that I now make it. So it was just about finding my sound, finding what I want to do, what I want to tell the people, where I want to come from. So dancehall was like the easiest thing to go into. I didn't know much about soca. Like, I know about soca, but not how to get into the industry. So I was like, yeah, and that's what a lot of my generation would do. We would see soca, be like, okay, let me go this way because it might be a little easier and we could be more expressive and stuff like that. So it was that, and then I always wanted to do soca, and I was so glad when this same song lick up. I was so glad that I could sing that and it would sound like something. It would sound like, yeah, this could be he could be a soca artist if he wants. You know that kind of way? Because I was afraid that I might sing soca and then people would be like, what is this? This doesn't sound like, you know, so, but but I would say I don't even want to be boxed in one genre, you know what I mean? I definitely want to be an international recording artist, just doing fusions, like multi-genre stuff. So let's vibe.
I mean, it's interesting you say that, you know, like the soca industry might seem intimidating to youths trying to get into it. So how important do you think are platforms like Ultimate Soca Champion then?
I would say
so Lick Up is your first soca, right?
Yeah, for sure.
Right. What did were you aware of the competition when you made it, or it's just like, all right, I have a song I want to try and pull down, there's this competition and I want to, you know, think it might be a good platform. Yeah, you look like you want to express something. Go.
I'm thinking I didn't want to go in Ultimate Soca Champion if I remember correctly.
Serious?
Because I was like, am I good enough for that? I was already out myself. I need to stop doing that. But I don't know when though. But I went into the competition, and a lot of conversations are being had right now about that competition, but I will speak for me. If it wasn't for that conversation, I don't think this season would have been so well. Because Marshall literally told me his mother saw me performing there and was like, it's have a youth man I really like. He didn't win, but I like him. And then I was like, okay. And then when he went in Calypso Monarch and he'd fly, he say, okay, you know me as the only one who does fly and thing. And then somebody said, no, that somebody else who fly before you this season. He was like, who's that? Go back, and it's the same youth man your mother was talking about, which is me. So Ultimate Soca Champion having me be in conversation and just being seen. You know what I mean? I wasn't bothered really that I didn't win, because I know that this is the type of exposure that I can't pay for. And you never know who watching you. I always tell people that. So that really set the platform for me to say, okay, this youth man, I think I might have to keep my eyes on him. And so said, so done. I mean, Fix It Felix and the controversy, Voice and the Savga challenge, and then it made that Marshall Montano conversation so much easier to have.
Right.
All those things. So yeah.
Right. So I mean, so that's going to tell you, like, the platform, regardless of whatever issues or non-issues, it was the first time that it was done in that capacity. I thought it was a really good initiative and great platform when I looked at some of the performances that people put on that night, and yourself included, during the competition as well. I was like, this is a whole it's like a whole new showcase of new talent, young talent, and definitely the stage productions were amazing. You know what I mean? When we even look at Coutain, who eventually won, like, where was Black Eye all the time, and then he had this big song and then, this huge platform, and enable them to go on to do different things. And as you said, enable yourself the conversation to probably grease the doors a little bit. The door could open a little easier, you know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. Yeah, man, yeah. Ladies and gentlemen, Paris Coutain is on the grind, right? We have one more tune we're going to end off. It's called Brush. But we will get into that just now. No pun intended, right? So yeah, man. So after
no pun intended.
Pun intended, for real.
Look at me, Joe.
Yeah. So from what I've been seeing or hearing in your story is that you manifest a lot, right? So what is the next manifestation now, moving forward after having this great season? Being exposed and around some of the biggest in the industry and getting advice from them. What is the way forward now? What we can expect from Paris coming up? I know you was here working on some rhythm and thing too. I go sell you out, right? But music always making. But what is like the trajectory, let me say, for the next year, 2 years? I say, people asking the usual question of 5 to 10 years. No, I want the next 2.
Next 2.
Yeah.
But firstly, I would say before I even get to those next 2, what I really want to do is 3 things. I want to help my catalog. My catalog needs serious help right now because I got a lot of attention from this Marshall collab, and then they didn't really have too much to go and listen to after it. Had Brush, it had whoever else. But
we had the lick up, as I was now showing you. Right.
But I want more. You know what I mean?
Of course.
I want to be able to have a whole set if I get booked for a show. So fixing my catalog and stop stifling my fans with just like releasing every now and again.
What is it fixing it? Add into your catalog for want of a better term.
Well, add into it and also strengthen my team. I feel like we need I want to have some more structure in that so we could really move as one. And because I really need that business back up, you know what I mean? We just get too lost in the sauce. We really need things. So shout out to my team right now. And I also want to work on me. I want to work on me as a performer and just become that level that I want to be at. You know what I mean? I had a great season, a grateful fit, but that is not what I could do. I could do way more. All I need is just to start my training, which starts very soon, and just get myself in a position where it's like I could go on a stage and I don't necessarily need Marshall to help me go on a stage.
For sure.
You know what I mean? I feel like to do what is right with what he gave me a platform, he gave me the respect, he gave me this shoot man, yeah. And he even used to say in the NI performances, in a few years he could rule his own soca kingdom. I really appreciate those words he was saying. So it's to not let those words just fade away. It's to really work on that, take all the knowledge I learn and run. So that's what we're on. And the next 2 years, I'm very grounded in faith and I believe in God. So it's whatever God have in store for we, but we just gonna be working, which we've always been doing, but just stand next level. And hopefully you'll see us again for all the right things. And yeah.
No doubt. Paris Coutain, ladies and gentlemen, a sponge in the midst of it all. But I mean, I would say like, if you didn't go through that and have even if it was an excellent season from the outside looking in, especially, and for you personally, it was still a learning experience, and the fact that you could take it now and move forward is just a testament to the artist that you are and who you want to be. But I want you raise something interesting there. Strengthening the team and strengthening the business. What did you observe from Marshall in that aspect that you might have said, wow, I never expected the business or the structure behind an artist to look or appear or operate like that? I'm very interested. I'm playing fast. I'm very interested, to see that. What did you observe on a business scale or operational scale from one of the greats?
Wow, so much.
You see, I know it's a kind of technical question, but you can point out something small.
That's how I mean it, but working alongside Marshall is so much you're exposed to already, and you had to absorb everything, but it's like you don't know, like, what are you doing this for? Oh, that why? And okay, so I would say one of the things that stood out to me the most, right? What stood out to me the most was his team, right, whenever he performing and like I was trying to get him to do some TikToks to go viral and stuff, and he wasn't really on that. But at the same time, his team would say, okay, there's opportunity to make some content to push this music video, and is that okay? We had to perform here now. Is it, bruh? He like I don't know how. I don't know how he in his 50s, bro. Because it's like he just operate as if he's 20 and 30, and there's the same guy that's saying that needs to step down. I don't think he's willing. He might let down. He might let go the road match. But Marshall can't be Marshall because the way I see the man and his team is a machine, and I can't help but want to be that. So you know the work ethic and just like everything. I can't give justice to what I'm saying right now, but just observing all the business stuff that they did and being around it and even being involved in it, me being negotiated in certain things to get paid as well. It was like, so it was something to see, man.
No doubt. Ladies and gentlemen, Paris Coutain live right here on the grind. We're gonna look to wrap up. Valder saying, I like in this youth perspective and focus. Looking forward to more growth and advancement. Yes, man. Big up Paris every time on the building. That's what you feel like bring him here for? For nothing? Because you have one big collab now. Paris Coutain Trav was front and center in our radio first year anniversary.
Yeah, we supported a long time.
Yeah, man was in the dance and thing. And I see this youth man come up and say, you can take a little picture or whatever. Boom, boom, boom. I was like, but you have a very unique look now. So you see him once, you go see him again everywhere now. And then from that is when I really started observing that the same man who was in the dance with that. They ting, 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 ting. You know what I mean? So yeah. So he already has a brand. You know, the brand is being established and reinforced. Right? But we're going to end with this one. This one is called Brush. You want to tell me about this too?
I'll say it as short and sweet as this. I was talking to this old guy at the bar, and he was saying brush, and I was like, but I don't see a brush or a comb in his hand. So I was like, what you mean? He said, youth man, you know what brush mean? Brush is when you're anyway. And then when I learned what brush mean, I was like, I had to make a song. I had to get in trouble. So ladies and gentlemen, brush.
868, it's all about the grind. You're listening to The Grind.
Yes, ladies and gentlemen, Paris Coutain has been our guest here today on The Grind. We want to thank Youth Man for passing through, respect and manners, and we wish you, success moving forward. Yeah, and don't forget, send your music to The Grind first, not to our radio first. Now.
For sure.
First. And though you could send one or two dub later and thing too if you want to, right?
For sure.
All right. Ladies and gentlemen, Paris Coutain, let the people on them know how they could follow you. You know what I mean? On the socials, the regular things, you know?
My name is Paris Coutain, ParisCoutain on every single thing, every platform, Instagram, TikTok, Facebook, everything.
Don't know. And anything you want to leave with, before we go?
Love is all we need.
Don't know! And brush.
You're listening to The Grind with Chromatics and DJ Trav, playing the best in TNT music.